friends, family, and strangers. Need I remind you that nobody, and I mean nobody, has a better view of the city than me. These guys are out here working the day away in 83 degrees, overcast, could bust out with rain at any moment. But in bigger news, look at my beautiful new living room. Obviously the couch right up against the TV right here is atrocious, but it's growing on me because of stuff like this. How adorable, how adorable. I can simply move that over here on the table, and we can lounge and everything still. And to lay here with your head here, feet down that way, and to watch TV, pretty comfortable. But the room's too small. However, after much mental anguish, I decided this, at least for now, until I get a better idea, is probably the best configuration for having my chair. I almost lost this chair. I almost gave this chair away. But my friend could not fucking figure out where they wanted to put it. So guess what? It ended up getting figured out where I wanted to put it. So now, too fucking late, because I'm glad that didn't work out, because I would have eventually been like, damn, I miss my chair so much, I would have to buy another one. So, isn't that exciting? Not really, but you get it. So, here we are. We've just been chillaxing. I got to figure out where to put that motherfucker now, because it don't fit in here anymore. But I like that. I like that old antique-ish nightstand that might go on the other side of the bed, where like it's not as visible, and it's just like my cutesy stand that I have on my side. And I have a nightstand that matches my actual official dresser that can go on the public side of my bed. But I'm into the antique stuff in a way. Like, I think this item is really cool because it has the doors and the drawers, you know what I mean? It's just an old odd piece of furniture. One of my favorite pieces of furniture is this. This is an old ass antique ironing board. This will probably be a part of my life forever until I am an antique, which I kind of already am, I feel like. And look at this thing. This is like a remote holder. I think technically this is for newspapers, and this is definitely for life in the armchair. But I took, since I'm so sexy and retro and hip and cool, I took my armchair side table and utilized the couch. And that's nice because it keeps the couch tidy for company. So whenever we're ready to use this, we can. I don't have to like make it up beforehand. All I have to do is, if someone were to sit here or lounge here, myself or anybody, all I'd have to do is take this little bad boy and, what do you know about that? Anyways, friends, family, strangers, enough of that BS. I'm going to chill at home today with you because I got a hot shit in the chamber, and I need one more cup of coffee to get life started, and that's it. We may take a storage unit run today. That's about 50-50 chance. I might do that, actually. So maybe we won't be chilling at home. But I got some trips coming up nearby and afar, so I'm cool with a chill day at home. I think I've brought some content to the nation. I've kind of upped the game just a smidge than normal. And yeah, my personal life is not as interesting right now as it was when I was getting kicked out of my home, fighting with my realtor, and trying like hell to land this apartment. Things like that. So I have to get more minded of, now that I have the time to do stuff, I probably should really do stuff, because what's holding me back from doing stuff was interesting, but those days are gone, and that's a good thing. I got tired of the runaround, but I never miss the opportunity to bring a compelling story to your balls. And I think I did that. But now we have to get minded, focused, geared up, analyzed on hitting the road, both near and afar. That's coming up soon. Tomorrow, the next day, we're getting there. Hold your horses, quit your bitching. But for now, just enjoy the last few things I brought you. I thought it was cool. I thoroughly enjoyed the outcome of the strangest occurrences to ever happen on Friday the 13th, which we got to be creeped out by on Friday the 13th just a few days ago. So what are you going to do? Have fun with it, okay? And, enough of me rambling for now. We're going to chill today. We may do a run. We may not. We may whip it out, flop it around on the table, and beat it off until it squirts hot, freaking sticky ropes of silk everywhere. Either way, gather your things, and let's do it. Loser. I'm gonna do a little late breakfast cooking here at the house. Hash browns, eggs, and toast. Wonder if a meatball or three would go good in there. We have the sausage patties. Might throw a couple of those in there. You never know. Bada bang, bada boom. Even though I am cooking at home, I'm still really in the mood to go to IHOP. Let's get in on this, shall we? I was going to throw a big handful of hash browns in there and then pour some cooking oil, peanut oil or whatever on top and let it kind of mix in just a little bit. But I don't have any, so let's go ahead and pre-glisten the pan, I guess, in this case, as if we're doing eggs, and see how that works out. If you know any way to prevent your hash browns turning into a giant brick of tater, let me know. I don't want to create tater mush and break these up any more than they are. However, what's a fella to do? All right, we'll see if this works. This is the off-brand of Mrs. Dash. I was completely fooled at the store and thought I was buying Mrs. Dash, but I was actually buying this rip-off brand Dash, which I think is deceiving as shit. I'm going to throw some of this on there. I think I'm going to take these pancakey sausage things and put them, try to get the stick out of there and kind of put chunks of them in there frozen, and then mix it all up. And then when it's almost done, I think what I'll do is I will go ahead and drop on top of it like 2 or 3 eggs and mix that in with it and see how she turns out. All right, I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but there is pancake and sausage and taters sizzling up on medium heat. Let's go ahead and throw some light on the situation. And I think I'm going to drizzle some El Natural maple syrup on this bad boy. And I am not shortening this clip later. So what you see is what you gonna get. Which basically means I have to hit the stopper button when I'm done. And you fine folks will get to see all of that. Isn't that sexy? Boom. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but here's hoping. I'm going to just mix it with 2 spatulas basically and let it basically like breakfast stir fry in there until it's ready for egg application. So far so good. I'm just stirring with these, kind of taking both and mixing them. But look, my pizza server was not shaped like a spoon when I bought it just a week or 2 ago, but it is now. Every time I clean this, it curls more and more. Yeah, I don't know what to do because I really like this, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing more to like. I'm not going to be able to use it after it continues its curling process. I guess I'll buy a better one, a whole different brand. All right, the syrup has steamed out. Leaving the lid on was a great idea, not for heat, but you want to preserve a certain amount of moisture. You don't want the moisture to steam out too quickly because that's going to overcook your potatoes. What you want is the moisture to steam out slowly. So that is why the lid was a good idea, and medium heat is also a good idea. This is browning up slowly but surely. There's a delicious aroma off of this. Keep in mind there's a little bit of that dash seasoning, and there's also syrup in there floating around, just a little drizzle on there that got mixed in. And I've just been mixing it with these large hosting utensils like this. I don't know if it's easier to do both hands and doubles mix, or just to take this and kind of hold the pan and work your way around. But so far, so good. I'm hoping this will brown up at the same rate without getting too crazy one way or the other. And then it'll be egg time. When I put the eggs on, I'll probably crack 3 over this. I'll mix that in until I just don't notice any runny egg anymore. And breakfast should be ready at that point. Come through my window, I'll be home soon. It is framing up nicely. Look at this. Today is roof, what do they call that? I almost looked that up earlier, but I forgot. Those roof pieces, those prefab, off-site assembled roof pieces. And right over here, the construction keeps right on a going. The foundation is almost ready for concrete. That concrete will be put into place, smoothed out, it will dry for a day, and they will immediately start placing framing over it very soon. And eventually that building over there, here in about a month, will look exactly like this one. And here in about another month, it will look exactly like that one. How's my little guy doing? Not bad. I think it's time for another stir. There's some crisping up of the pancake pieces, which is a-okay. That'll go well, I think, with this particular setup. I went ahead and cracked 3. I'm going to mix that in. I'm not going to break up the yolk on purpose with this and blend like I'm mixing, like you're in a mixing pot. I'm just going to rearrange everything like this, and that egg will break up, but not in a blending way. It'll break up to where there's larger chunks of egg when you eat this, and it'll be yum-tastic. The egg has broken up lovely. I want to preserve a little bit of the moisture right now, and I'll give it about 4 or 5 more minutes, and that egg should be cooked throughout, and this should be ready at that point. All right, Hillbilly Egg Delight is done. As far as this goes, let's take the lid off, let the rest of that moisture get out of there, but it's also important to shut the burner completely off at this point, because you don't want this to over fry on the bottom or anything like that. Now, that cannot happen. That's impossible. But you'll also achieve that other goal of getting all that last bit of moisture out of there. It has cooked up perfectly, and it is toast time. I love my countertop mini oven, and I love my thick Texas toast pieces of bread. I'm going to put it on about like that. Get these pieces of bread nice and toasted up. That guy right there, the one flipping that hose, he just straddled that floor truss or roof truss, whatever it's called, just pretty much dangling off that 3rd story. Actually, technically where he's standing would be the start of what would be the 4th floor, and he does it fearlessly. These guys are hardcore. I am deathly afraid of heights. I would not be able to function up there. This dude's standing on the edge on the roof of the 3rd floor. He's got that strap that's going to catch him should he fall, but why would you ever want to test it? I certainly do not. And these guys are so used to it. My uncle used to tell me about highway construction jobs where he would have to walk across beams or across bridges without any walls surrounding him or anything. And he's up several stories up, 10 stories or plus. And I guess it's just something you get used to. I don't know if I could ever get used to something like that. I get sketched out coming up my own steps to get up to my own 3rd story home. And I've already been here a couple months and I'm still not used to it. It still kind of gets me queasy coming up those steps. And I noticed that there's a chunk right there where all those ceiling pieces, whatever they're called, are real close together. I really wonder what that is. It's kind of in the middle of the 2 apartments, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it's probably up to code and necessary for something. All right, it's time to plate and serve. I don't have butter, but I did add it to my shopping list, which is the next best thing, I guess. All right, this next step is probably just for me or people like me. I am going to load up this egg tater sausage casserole with ketchup and a hefty chunk of sriracha sauce. I'm going to get this really spicy, specifically with sriracha, because that'll be perfect with this dish. I said I don't have butter. However, the next best thing you could do instead of butter, believe it or not, is going to be a very thin layer of mayonnaise, and I think I'll go ahead and do that here. It is ready for consumption. It'll be a nice distraction from how many dishes I have to do. I'm actually just going to eat right here at the good old bar. I don't know why I was headed that way. So keep in mind, this is something I whipped together with stuff I already had: eggs, frozen hash brown, things like that. And we had to compromise. We had to do alternatives. We had to do an alternative to butter and an alternative to cooking oil. Not bad for what we had. There's always options in your kitchens, whether you realize it or not. It may seem like that recipe is dead in the water because you don't have this thing or that thing, but there's normally always a good substitute that can save the meal. I went ahead and whipped up plenty, and I will save all that extra for next time, and it'll go good in the microwave, especially if you spruce it up with a little bit of sauce if you want. If you have like a butter garlic breakfast sauce or something like that, fantastic. Or you can make such a sauce relatively easily. I recommend having butter to make that sauce, which I do not have, but it got added to the shopping list. Again, the next best thing. I went ahead and put a piece of cheese on one side so I can have 2 different taste signatures on the dish. If you want all of your bites to have a nice cheese to it, throw 2 pieces on there, whatever the case may be. Bon appetit. Absolutely delicious. And I can already tell this is going to be very filling, very satisfying on the budget and on the taste buds and on the stomach. Thanks for cooking with me today. As much as it pains me to see my beautiful view of the airport be obstructed, it's been a lot of fun watching it take place. It's kind of like when a voluptuous lady of gorgeousness leaves away from you. It's probably because she's going to go file a police report. I get that, that's normal for me, but it's so nice to watch her go. It is time for me to do some breakfast dishes, drop a fat deuce, and work on that 3rd delicious cup of coffee, taking full advantage of today's staycation here at my house. I'm watching people work on my neighbors' homes. Got some video content going. I'm feeling productive in that area. It gives me a lot of juice, gives me a lot of fuel in the batteries. You know what I'm saying? To give you something more today, there is a 50-50 chance we will be taking off and heading to the wee old storage unit to see what we can get loaded up, or I might get crazy and transform the bedroom a little bit. I need to get that back wall cleared out, and I have a dresser in my van right now that needs to come up here and get put into place, along with another nightstand, along with this nightstand as well. And I'll be using this mammer jammer right here. Again, when I was bringing this chair up with this last night, I was stepping each step up. I was relocating my body with that right leg and then pulling it up and then relocating with the right leg. And my right leg, after 40 steps, began to feel uncertain. I thought at any moment I am dropping this heavy ass chair down the steps, waking up the entire neighborhood. But then again, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe somebody come out and help me if I do that. I don't know how a barn raising's done in Ohio, but here in Pennsylvania, nobody runs for the dinner bell in the middle of lifting a 2,000-pound wool. Just took a shower. And that is the most productive I want to be this whole first 3/4 of the day. I'll maybe get around to bringing that dresser up today, if you're good. There is some kind of full-blown commotion out here right now. Everyone just scattered, but somebody was yelling real loud just now. And there was a bunch of dudes up on the roof, and then they all scattered. That guy on that cherry picker was way up above the rooftop. And as soon as he got up there, somebody started yelling. And now look, people are running. What is going on? I don't see it raining. I don't know what the heck happened. The air compressor got disconnected. That's what you're hearing hissing down there. Almost seems like someone saw lightning or something and freaked out. I don't know. I just don't know. It's like barely just starting to sprinkle out, but I don't think that was what the stop and work was about. It is almost 5:30. Maybe they called it because that's the end of the day, which I didn't think about that, but it makes sense. But it was like right in the middle of everything. The big crane going up. That's what they did. And then like everyone started running. But hey, we got a DVD wall. Pyramid. The Great Wall of movies. Of Movisa. Of Misa. Movisa. I don't know. I was gonna say the Great Wall of Pisa, but the base of my joke didn't make sense, which is probably why my joke didn't make any fucking sense either. Somebody has now put that cherry picker in an up high stationary position. I've noticed when no one's here, those cherry pickers are like that. I don't know if that's to prevent someone from getting on them or what, but it can be controlled from the bottom too. So it can be repositioned from the bottom, and the boom and everything can be controlled from the bottom, and all that can be controlled from the top as well. So I don't know, but it was an abrupt stop. There's just a little bit of rain starting, but it's also right after 5, so maybe that's it. They start at 7 in the morning, every morning. This morning, someone was out here working at like 6:30 a.m., making it happen. I guess if you want the overtime and you're allowed to clock in early and work on the site, then go for it. It looks like they're building, see that piece of wood right there? It looks like it's going straight up and down. So I wonder if we have attics divided off from the other side. I am almost certain that I don't have attic access in my unit at all over here. Now I'm curious if I have attic access anywhere in my apartment. Normally in an apartment, attic access is in the passageway or hallway areas. The second likely spot would be in a closet. The least likely spot in an apartment for attic access would be in a bathroom. The second least likely spot would be in a bedroom. Closets or walk-through areas would be more common. Checked everywhere, and this bedroom closet would be the last spot there would be if there was, and there definitely is not. Every time the crew goes home, the silence out here is deafening because it's such a contrast. It's a stark contrast, as the cool people would say. But yeah, I think they're just done for the day. I don't know why everyone mad dash real crazy like that. It looked like someone had got hurt or they were taking cover. Because I've seen them pack up and leave, and it's a gradual thing normally. Normally someone's not yelling at the top of their lungs, but who knows? Maybe something's coming up, like a cookout or something. Meeting up at the pub or something, the whole company, I don't know. I'm speculating at this point. But yeah, those panel boards up there in the attic go straight up. So the attic is definitely going to get divided in half for whatever reason. Who knows? It's a pretty high-pitched roof. It'll imitate that one over there as well, which will be good in the winter. Everything will fall off a lot faster. I don't believe these buildings have gutters at all. I think everything just has to fall off as soon as it can, pretty much. So don't stand down there during the first thaw of winter. But here it is. Good times. So we were talking the other day about a brick facade versus an actual brick wall. Well, this stick out right here where my fingers are touching all the way up and down, that will have brick facade all the way around it. It'll create the image that this entire thing is a brick pillar. It's supposed to make the structure look strong. That's exactly what's happening over there with that building. That's what's happening right here with this building. This, on the other side of this, is, well, it's wide, just like that one. And me, you, or my neighbors or anybody can stand on the other side of this, and there's brick on the other side as well. It's to make this look like a stone, or you would say a brick wall, a brick pillar, so to speak. It's to make, but as we know, it's not a brick wall. It is a wooden wall with a brick facade. It's supposed to make the building look strong. But in a way, the facade makes the building weaker because gravity takes a hold of this brick and it all comes down. In 150 years or so, that'll all crack and fade away and fall out. It'll need constant repair. If someone were to restore this long after me and you are dead and gone, then they may opt to just put siding up here against that wood. That is the future of these buildings, my friends. You can strengthen the facade and do patchwork and different things to keep the old brick going, obviously. But the best way to preserve a brick wall is to actually build a real brick wall. Like some old, you may say ancient brick buildings, the old original brick is intact. Normally because it's an actual brick wall. The brick's not going anywhere because it's weighted down. It's an actual brick wall. So, you know, fun fact for you, Mr. Fucking Know-It-All, just trying to, you know, just trying to share something with you. Sorry. If you're ever having trouble figuring out how many units are in a particular apartment building, just walk around the outside of the building and count air conditioning units. These three right here are for my apartment, the apartment directly below me, and the apartment directly below them. Those three over there represent and are for the neighbor on the other side of my bedroom wall and the two apartments below that unit. These 6 are in the front center, rather in the center of the back of the building, and there are 6 more in the center of the front, and there are also 3 air conditioners at each corner of the entire building. Woo! The crew is leaving, going home for the day. The hard work is over. Time to go home and get in that shower. Get that water stream up in them ball areas. Get that nasty 82-degree heat sweat out of them balls. Wash them work clothes. And crack open a cool one, baby. See you later. Thanks for waking me up at 6:30 in the morning. Or in this case, I was already up. But still. Mixed emotions back here. I do like watching this get built, but I cannot get over the trauma of my view of the airport going away. But who knows? Maybe one of my neighbors will be out on their balcony and they'll give me a much better view. Let's say if this neighbor right here, I think I've said this before, but let's say this neighbor right here was a gorgeous goddess of a neighbor. And she was making it her goal to drive me wild, teasing me. It was doing some pretend looking out the window and certain, do you know where I'm going with this? I don't know why I came back out here. I was going to say something. It wasn't supposed to be my sign off or anything. But anyways, it's hard to believe that building is almost all the way framed now. It's not supposed to be framed yet. It's still supposed to be a foundation like it was 5 minutes ago, it felt like. Curious to see what's going to happen to the ground right here. I guess after the framing's all done and the roof is on, then I'll just point my time-lapse camera pretty much right like this, so I can see the rapid back and forth of whatever's going to put, I guess, grass. Technically, that apartment belongs to another apartment complex, even though the owner is the same, mine and that one. So I'm curious to see, like, will there be a walkway? I mean, I'm going to walk through there all the time just for fun, just to take a walk. And maybe like come back in behind that building in the future and walk down through here or something. But I'm going to wear a path out for sure, unless they build a giant fence or something, but I doubt it. Because this complex also goes beside of mine, and that's all open and everything. Roadways connect and all that. Or streets, I should say. Drives, courts, and all that fun shite. But I'm wondering, like, will this be grass? Will it be concrete? I guess it will. Maybe not, because that is the back of that building. The front would be in between this building and the garages. Like, you see that garage? If you remember, there's garages all along on the other side of this building. So I wonder if that's going to be considered the front of that building. But there should be parking back here. That'd be cool if there was a driveway right here. And just spaces all along down through here. Anyways, who gives a fuck, I guess. One of my neighbors is like yelling and being real loud and angry. There was some slamming and some yelling. Smells like a skunky cigar in here, but maybe it's that candle or something. Friends, family, I think I'm just going to stick this properly beside the bed. I was going to go do something productive outside, but that's the thing. I got up today, as you saw, shot out of a cannon, ready to be productive, ready to bring something fun to the content, threw some breakfast out there. I thought, share your breakfast idea. Screw it. I don't feel like going out. And actually, DoorDash crashed on me. I don't think I told you that yet, but was it yesterday? I was trying to order something on DoorDash and it wasn't even possible. The app wouldn't work. So I updated it at Google Play Store and it still wouldn't work. So I had to uninstall it, reinstall it, and then it didn't work off of my current phone number or my common email address. So it said like the email address we have on file for you is this other one. And it was something that I have no idea what that email address is. Like it was my initials and a bunch of numbers and things, but I guess I created that email just for DoorDash at one point. I don't remember. At one point I had 2 different DoorDash accounts. I had a customer account and a Dasher account. I literally called them and asked them why this is required because I used to DoorDash for a side job. And you cannot dash using your sign-in credentials that you are a customer on DoorDash. It's the stupidest fucking thing ever in the world. So maybe I started dashing on my regular credentials, like my regular email and phone number, but maybe I was a customer with that stuff, but I'm trying to figure out why I'm screwing this up. I'm saying this wrong. I think I dashed on my regular credentials, but to be a customer, perhaps I created this whole other stupid email. Anyways, that's boring. No one cares. I'm just saying I couldn't log back in. I had no idea how to do it. So it was prompting me to set everything up again. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking go through all that. I don't care right now. I want to figure out I just want to get my profile back because I want to get my receipts and things so I can see where I've ordered last and I can just reorder quickly. So I was suckered into cooking. Isn't that crazy? I was suckered into cooking. So this morning I got up feeling good, fuck, I'll just do that. I'll just cook and I'll film it because I want to make today and I don't want to waste today, content-wise. So I did that and shit, and I felt pretty good. But I think it was sitting down and relaxing. You sit down and relax for 1 minute, then you want to go for 15 minutes. Then you're like, shit, I'm here. And you want to relax for a half an hour, then you're like, nobody cares that I exist. I might as well just not care that I exist either. So I just relaxed for an hour, then 3 hours. And literally I sat here and finally finished up a season of a show I was watching. It took forever. I feel like I've been watching that one season for 2 months. Yeah. And you don't feel... I used to feel a sense of accomplishment after you suffer through a long season of a show that you paid to watch. So you get through it. But this time around, I just felt like that much more of a fucking lazy loser when it was over. But what other choice did I have? I wasn't going to go outside and do anything. I literally have not stepped out of this apartment today, other than the balcony, and it feels great. We got a scammer calling. Let's see what they want. Hello.
Hello, this is Hannah, and you asked me to call you back.
Oh.
Do you remember?
Yes. I must have dementia. I don't recall that.
Okay, I'm with U.S. Funeral Expenses, and based on our records, it shows that you may qualify for a state-regulated final expense insurance plan that's going to cover 100% of your funeral, burial, and cremation expense. Are you between the ages of 50 and 80 years old?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 71.
Great. Do you smoke or chew tobacco?
Yes.
So all is done here, and it's time for me to show you the
All is done here. Let me get a certified specialist on a recorded line.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any major or minor health issues like high blood pressure, diabetes, dementia, or even cancer?
Yes.
Okay. It will only take a few seconds to connect your call. Please stay with me. How's the weather where you're at?
Pretty good. It's kind of late. I wonder if that scam center is even open
I'm
still.
glad to hear that.
Sometimes the automated system just calls you even though there's no one there going to
Well,
answer.
we're actually sitting here in our home office in Phoenix, Arizona. However, we have listed agents available all over the country.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. I don't think anyone's there. The automated system's just left on or something.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Well, I don't want you to make a decision right away. All I'm asking you to
The
do is
prompts
look at the options
that are
we
put
have
into
here
this
for you,
system
and
is
if there's
funny.
already something that's a little
It's
more
so stupid.
affordable and maybe gives you a little bit better coverage, then we can move forward from there, okay?
Oh, thank you, dear. Yeah.
You do qualify for some additional discounts if you're a non-smoker.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, sounds good. Eat shit and die. Got other things to do. Fuck off. Bloop. So that little blip noise that was in there a minute ago, that normally means someone answered, but I don't think they did this time. I think the scam center shut down for the night. I scraped the shit out of the back of my foot going out into the balcony earlier because I got a little tipsy on the tipsy, you know what I'm saying? Your boy just kind of gets tipsy once in a while. I'm going to at least get this damn roadblock out of the way here and put it in my bedroom, and then I think we're done. I got to do some video work tonight and pull on my pud and probably just lay here on this couch and just rot to about 2 in the morning, and then go to bed and sleep in and wake up even more depressed than I already am. So, all right, we'll see you in a minute. Back when I used to have a family, my uncle and I and his wife and whoever, like my nephew or whatever, would go to Chinese on Christmas Eve. That became our tradition. My uncle just randomly wanted to go to Chinese on Christmas Eve one year, and I always insisted every single year thereafter to go with them to Chinese on Christmas Eve because I wanted that to be our tradition because it was so much fun. But anyways, so I started a thing with them. I said, look, here's what I want to do. I want to make these fortune cookies memorable, okay? Crack it in half and eat one half. Then read your fortune. If you agree, eat the other half. If you don't, do not eat the other half. See the paper? Now, don't read it until you've completely eaten the first half. See, here's the second half, untouched. And it says this: your financial life will be secure and beneficial. My financial life will be beneficial? Can't argue with that. Well, if you agree, eat the other half. It's just a superstition I started, and I've told everybody about it my whole life since I started it. I'm a creative, inventive person. And the good news is, normally your fortune cookie is going to say something positive. I know for a fact there have been ones that I didn't agree with, and I did not eat the other half. I also recall cheating sometimes and ate the other half anyways when no one was looking. But I have thrown the other half away because I didn't agree. Trying to stick to my tradition that I was starting. So there you go. Try it. It might be fun. The worst case scenario, you make a positive, fun memory with somebody. That other half sits there on something you just disagreed with the fortune about, and that'll be a fun little memory. Or you'll totally agree and you'll be relieved, and you can eat the other half, securing that good fortune into your life. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's less gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. And something we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriots' blood, on guard for thee I stand. God save our land, keep it glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. All right, those are the only two I know. Get off my back about it. I've never been to Canada. I catch a lot of shit for knowing the words of that song. But hey, I fucked a couple Canadians, so I think that counts, right? All right, check this out. All this needs to go away, and there's going to be a full real dresser here that's in the back of my van right now. I'm not really sober enough to bring it up right now if I wanted to, which wouldn't happen anyways because I'm lazy. So that's not going to happen today, but I do have that ugly ass end table. Technically, it's for sitting beside a couch with a lamp on top of it is what it's supposed to do. But it's actually going to be used as a nightstand instead of this TV stand. So the reason why that ugly piece of furniture is going to go right there, kind of hidden, is because that's my side of the bed. See, when your mother's here, she sleeps on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my real nightstand that matches the dresser, and I'm going to put it here. And probably put a cozy little lamp on that as well, because I think I have another lamp just like that. Boom, it can go there too. Isn't that sexy? Let's do it. Well, I guess I could just use this bookshelf as my nightstand. I mean, it's doing a good job right now. So, fuck, I need some fake plants. I need to go to that at-home store and get a giant vase. What I want to do is get like a 3 or 4 foot giant vase for right here on this table, or maybe like right in the middle of it. And I want it to be like one of those awesome, cool, weird zigzag design vases. And I want to fill it up completely with beer caps, bottle caps. Okay. And I just want to do that, see how long it takes. Like, will I fill that up before I get married, or will I get married before that's full? I'm a curious person. But anyways, I need to go to the home store and get one of those. I might just do that tomorrow as an excuse to get out and film something and just actually be out in the world or something for a change. I don't know. No promises though. So I want to buy one of those. And what else was I just going to say? I need to get. Hang on, let me use the mind here just a sec. Oh yeah, fake plants. So I want to get that giant vase at the at-home store, and while I'm there, why not get a beautiful big framed picture of a Buddha statue? And also, why not get a big fake plant for up there? I can't get a real plant because sometimes I'm not here for a few days at a time. At least that's the point coming up soon. Is what we're going to try to do. We're going to get some traveling in. So I want to put a big fake plant there that looks awesome, but I need to buy 2 small plants as well for this one. Maybe one right here looking cute. Maybe one like here looking cute with some fake rocks and shit in it. It'd be fucking beautiful. So I'm going to save this clip in my shopping reference folder in my phone. And it'll remind me to get a giant bottle cap vase, whatever you call it, and a large fake plant up there, a framed picture of a Buddha statue, and 2 cute little fake plants for in the bathroom. All right, she's ugly, but I love it. I'm going to enjoy having this by the bed because it's got more real estate, more storage than that TV stand. And by the way, that TV stand is going to go away hopefully soon, a couple days, because I want to get that dresser and the matching nightstand up here together. And if I have any luck soon, I'll be bringing my giant ass TV up in here and bringing the smaller TV from the living room in right here on top of the dresser. You get the point. I also need to find one of my other Echo devices so I can put right here or whatever, so I can talk to it in bed. I can tell it to set an alarm and all that stuff. But anyways, here it is, my beautiful new in-table turned nightstand. When I first bought this thing at the thrift store, I could barely get this drawer open. I had to like force it and hit it with a hammer every time I wanted to get it open. So what I eventually did was took it out to my garage and just like broke away the top layer of the whole thing. There's a huge top piece of this front of the drawer that's been broken off, and the same with the sides, because now it actually opens and closes. So basically it went from a drawer to a tray. Isn't that sexy? Coincidentally, I found the small version of that concept that I started back when I had the house. Here it is, just a little vase that I bought probably at like Walmart or the Dollar Tree or something. And I started filling it up with bottle caps, baby. I want to multiply this like way big, like a 4-foot one. One that kind of like zigzags up. I don't know if you've ever seen that or know what I mean, but I feel like we might go find that tomorrow just for fun, you know? But coincidentally, after I got done telling you about it, I found that one in a box when I was looking for an extension cord. So as a reminder, in case I don't make it for the next couple of days, I'm going to keep this here to remind me to go find one, baby. But look at this over here. Look at this, how sexy. I love my new nightstand. A little weird looking, but hey, what are you going to do? So I put the sexy items up top, you know, like the cell phone holder, the remote for the fan. And look, in here, I put the non-sexy items, like my floss pickers, bedside, you got to have that. I need to get like a little trash can back there. I was just using that box that my printer came in, but I need to put like an actual real trash can back there. Maybe my little blue one that's in my office. Anyhow, look. I got the floss pickers in there, out of the way, secret service down there. We got the heartburns. We got the for your nose or your jizz, and then we got for your nose, and that's it. I would put condoms in there, but like I feel like if a chick's over here and we're humping, and I have condoms ready to go in my nightstand, it means that like I have a chick over here all the time. That's not the aura I want to present to your mom when she's over here. The aura I want to present to a chick who's over here is that, like, you're special to me. It's been a while since I done fucked. I want you to be somebody who I have sex with on the regular. I don't want it to be a shebang, a one-time harangue, okay? So, therefore, I leave the condoms in the closet in a box, you know what I'm saying? So beautiful. And I'll put some fake plant, a big fake plant up there, put some books, maybe like, I don't know, whatever would need to be in this bedroom, maybe a couple candles or something like as storage. I don't fucking know what needs to go on here, but I wanted to put this bookshelf in here because I wanted something to happen with this random wall space. And I think it's looking okay. Well, friends, family, strangers, that's going to do it for this wee old video. It is time, once again, to pack up this campsite, piss on this fire, and head back to the wee old apartment, which is getting more beautiful every single day. We've beautified the front room. Yesterday, I've added a little touch of beauty to my bedroom today, and I am excited about that. Friends, family, strangers, I'm going to go ahead and pack this one in for the night. I'm going to do a little video editing, and that's about it. I think I might play some city skylines too, then call it a night. But in any event, I want to thank you so very much for hanging out with me today, giving me some of your precious, non-renewable time with me tonight. I understand that your time is extremely valuable. The fact that you would spend it with me means the absolute world. Your time is the only thing that, no matter what, you can never get back. It is the most non-renewable thing that exists, and you chose to give me some of that. And I do not take that lightly. I find it absolutely flattering. It blows my mind. I appreciate it more than words do not exist that would properly harness my appreciation for you spending such a thing on me. Okay? Thank you. That's all I got to say. Friends, family, and strangers, if you want to help me out, then you'll share my stuff all around the world with all your stupid buddies. Or perhaps you'll go back and find a video that doesn't eat ass for Skittles, and you'll share that one with all your buddies instead. If you want to contact me directly, then jump on DuggaloNation.com. I'll be back with you again, like always, 7 days a week at 7 a.m., no matter what. So don't worry, because we're coming back and doing this again tomorrow morning. But until then, don't be a dude.